If you want to succeed in life, stop doubting yourself first. Think about it. We all have dreams. We all have goals. But there's something that holds us back from reaching them. It's not the lack of opportunity. It's not the economy. It's not the people around us. It's self-doubt. That little voice in your head that whispers, "You're not good enough, or you'll never make it." And the sad truth is, most people listen to that voice. But here's the thing, doubt is a choice. And it's a choice you can change. You can choose to stop doubting yourself, to stop letting fear control your future. The key to success begins in your mind. It's not about luck. It's not about circumstances. It's about the belief you have in yourself and in your ability to create your own future. If you want to succeed in life, it all starts with one decision. The decision to stop doubting yourself. So let's talk about how to make that decision and how to build a future where self-doubt no longer stands in your way. Let's begin. If you want to succeed in life, stop doubting yourself first. That's where it starts. Right there. Let me tell you something important. Something that changed my life. You can't win on the outside if you're defeated on the inside. Doubt is a silent enemy. It doesn't show up with a warning sign. It creeps in quietly when you're tired, when you're uncertain. And if you don't deal with it, it grows. Now, why do we doubt ourselves? Because somewhere along the way, we started listening to the wrong voices. Voices that said, "You can't. You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes." Let me remind you of something. Those voices are not facts. They're just echoes from the past. Maybe someone else planted those seeds. But if you water them, they grow. And if they grow, they start to take over. You see, self-doubt is expensive. It costs you time. It costs you peace. It costs you opportunity. And worst of all, it costs you your future. As I've always said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. But how can you get better if you don't even believe you can? So why stop doubting yourself? Because it's not serving you. Because it's not making you stronger. Because it's not leading you toward the life you want. People often ask, "Jim, what's the secret to success?" I tell them, it's not one secret. It's a series of decisions, one after another, made with courage instead of fear. Doubt keeps you from making those decisions. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you small. And here's the true thing. You were never meant to be small. You've got potential. You've got talent. But potential means nothing if it's locked inside doubt. Think about a seed. It has everything inside it to become a tree. But if it's buried under concrete, it can't grow. Your doubt is the concrete. So what do? Break it. One decision at a time. One new habit at a time. One belief at a time. You say, "I may not know everything, but I know this. I was not born to live in fear." You say, "I've made mistakes, but I'm still here, and I'm still capable." It's not arrogance. It's awareness. Awareness that you've got something special, something worth building. So here's what I'd suggesting. Start today by doubting your doubt. Question it. Challenge it. Push back. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if I succeed?" You don't need the world to believe in you. You just need to believe enough to take the first step. The walls we build around ourselves to keep out disappointment also keep out greatness. Tear down that wall. Stop doubting yourself. Start becoming the person you were always meant to be. That's how it begins. That's how your life changes. Let me tell you something important. You must learn to believe in your vision even when others don't. Especially when others don't. You see, the people around you, they're not always going to understand your dreams. They might doubt. They might even discourage you. But remember this, it's your vision, not theirs. They weren't given your dream. You were. Now, I want you to pause and reflect for a moment. How many people have abandoned their dreams because someone else didn't believe in them? Too many. Too many good people, smart, capable people, have let go of something special because somebody said, That won't work. And the tragedy, most of those people weren't critics. They were friends, family, people who meant well but didn't see well. They couldn't see what was inside of you. Now listen closely. Don't let someone with no vision talk you out of yours. You see, the world is full of opinions, and most of them are free because they're not worth much. What's easy to do is also easy not to do, and believing in yourself. That's easy to do. But it's also easy not to dog, especially when you're surrounded by doubt. That's why the first rule of building a great life is this: take responsibility for your own belief. Don't wait for applause. Don't wait for approval. And don't wait for someone else to believe before you do, because sometimes that belief will never come. When I started on my journey, I didn't have a cheering section. There wasn't a crowd standing behind me saying, "You've got this." No. There was just Meg and a decision. A decision to believe anyway. Now here's the thing. Your vision might sound crazy to the people who gave up on theirs. So don't expect everyone to cheer when you start climbing, because your courage, it reminds them of their fear. Your action reminds them of their excuses. And that's uncomfortable. So what do they criticize? They laugh. They call you foolish. But here's what I want you to remember. Every great achievement in history started with someone who was willing to look foolish. You've got to be willing to be misunderstood for a season so you can be respected for a lifetime. Think about that. Let's take this deeper. You don't need 100 people to believe in your dream. You just need one. You. When you believe in your vision, you become dangerous. Not in a harmful way, but in a powerful way. Because now, nothing outside of you can stop you. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. So don't just believe blindly. Don't just dream and wait. Believe with discipline. Dream with a plan. And work like it's already yours. You see, belief isn't about fantasy. It's about foundation, a belief backed by action. That's unstoppable. Let me give you an example. Imagine a man building a house in the middle of a field. No neighbors, no noise. Just him, a vision, and a blueprint. And while he's building, people walk by. They say, "What are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere?" They doubt. But he keeps laying brick after brick. Weeks pass. Months. Eventually, a structure rises. And one day, those same people come back and say, "Wow, this is incredible." But here's the key. The house wasn't built with applause. It was built with belief. That's your life. That's your dream. Don't stop building just because someone else can't see the house in your hands. If you have a vision, protect it. Nurture it. Guard it from those who don't understand it. But most of all, act on it. Because belief without action is like a seed never planted. It doesn't grow. So let's wrap this up with one of my favorite reminders. The same wind blows on us all. It's not the blowing of the wind, it's the set of the sail. The opinions of others. That's the wind. The challenges of life. That's the wind. The economy, politics, doubt, fear, all the wind. But your belief, that's the sail. And when your sail is set right, you can go anywhere. So believe in your vision, even when others don't. Especially when others don't. Because the truth is, they won't believe it until they see it. And by thing, you'll already be living it. Now, let's keep going. Let's get right to it. There comes a time when you have to stop thinking and start doing. You've read the books, listened to the podcasts, watched the videos. You've taken the notes. Now it's time to take the steps. You see, information is only potential power. It's not power until you use it, until you act on it. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. Because knowledge alone, it's not enough. There are people with PhDs living in frustration. There are libraries full of wisdom, but the shelves aren't changing lives. Why? Because wisdom unused is just decoration. It looks good, but it doesn't do anything. So let me ask you something. What are you waiting for? Too many people are stuck in the trap of overthinking. They say things like, "I just need a little more time." When the timing is right, I'll begin. Once I feel more confident, and days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, years have passed. All because someone kept thinking instead of doing. Life does not respond to need. Life responds to seed. And not what you want, what you plant. So you can want a better life. You can dream about success. You can think about it, visualize it, talk about it, but until you start planting seeds through action, nothing changes. Let me give you an example. Imagine a man sitting in a garden talking to the ground. He says, "Please give me tomatoes." He waits, and nothing happens. Why? Because he never planted the seed. That's what a lot of people do in life. They want the harvest, but they haven't done the work. They're thinking, hoping, but not moving. And here's the thing, action is how you build confidence, not more thought. You don't think your way into courage. You act your way into it. Think about the first time you did anything new. You didn't feel ready. You probably didn't feel qualified. But once you did it, something changed. You realized, I can do this. But that's the power of action. It teaches you what thinking can't. Because action creates evidence. Evidence that you're capable. Evidence that progress is possible. Evidence that your dream is not just a fantasy. It's a future you can build. Now don't misunderstand me. Planning is important. Strategy matters. But don't fall in love with planning so much that you forget the doing. I've seen it many times. People with 10 notebooks full of ideas, but not one habit of action. So here's the shifting: less motion, more movement. Less thinking, more doing, because the best plan in the world is worthless unless you work it. Now, if you're waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever. The timing will never feel ideal. The conditions will never be flawless. But action makes things better. Doing improves your timing. Let me say this again, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Don't underestimate the power of momentum. One step leads to the next. One decision leads to the next opportunity. And before you know it, your life looks different. So here's your challenge: pick something. Just one thing. And take action today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Because here's the truth: the gap between where you are and where you want to beg isn't knowledge. It's action. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And discipline means doing it even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard, even when your mind says, not now. You want a better life, build it. You want more confidence, earn it. You want freedom, create it. It won't come by thinking harder. It comes by doing consistently. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. The power is in your hands. The time to act is today. Let's take the next step. Let me start with a question. When was the last time you looked at someone else's life and started to feel like you were behind? It happens so easily, doesn't it? You see someone on social media. They've got the car, the house, the business, the lifestyle. And something inside you whispers, you're not doing enough? Let me tell you, my friend, that whisper, that comparison is a thief. It steals your peace. It robs your focus. And worst of all, it blinds you to your own progress. You see, Jim Rohn once said, the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Not your neighbor, not your coworker, not someone on the internet, just you. Because your path is your path. And the moment you start measuring your journey with someone else's ruler, you've already lost. Think about it. A seed and a tree can't be compared by size alone. One is just beginning. The other has had years in the soil, but both are valuable. So why do we look at someone else's chapter 20 egg and judge our chapter 2? It's not fair. And it's not accurate. What you see on the outside, it is never the whole story. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. And I'll add this, don't wish you were them. Wish to become yo at your best. Because comparison, if you're not careful, turns into envy. And envy clouds the mind. It focuses you on what you lack instead of what you have. You've got gifts. You've got potential. You've got something only you can bring to this world. But if you're too busy looking at someone else, you'll miss it. Let me share a little truth Jim would often remind us. We all get the same 24 hours. But what we do with them, that's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. So stop looking sideways. Start looking forward. Focus on your race, your pace. You're not behind. You're becoming, get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by others. But there's a difference between inspiration and comparison. Inspiration says, if they can do it, so can I. Comparison says, they're better than me. A one lifts you. The other weights you down. You have to be mindful of the stories you tell yourself. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll start to believe it. And belief is powerful. What you think about, you bring about. So guard your thoughts. Guard your focus. Because your focus is your future. You want to grow? Look inward. You want to improve? Track your progress? Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Because success isn't just big leaps. It's small steps repeated consistently. Now here's something practical each night. Write down 3 wins from your day. Not someone else's day. Your day. Did you show up to the gym? Did you choose a healthy meal? Did you make that difficult call? Those count. You are building something. And every brick matters. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And you don't need to look at someone else's mansion to know that your brick still counts. You want peace. Stop comparing. You want joy. Be present with where you are. You want progress. Take action from a place of purpose, not pressure. You don't know what someone else sacrificed for their success. You don't know their fears. You don't know their failures. But you do know yourself. And that's where your power is. Comparison ends where gratitude begins. So be grateful for your journey. Be proud of your steps. And trust this. If you stay focused on your growth, you will go further than you ever imagined. One small improvement each day compounded over time can change your entire life. Stop looking left. Stop looking right. Look in the mirror and honor the process, because that's where real success begins. Up next, let me begin with this. The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. That's not just philosophy. That's strategy. You see, the world today is loud, and very distracting. Every few minutes, your phone buzzes. A notification, an update, an advertisement. And with each buzz, your attention drifts. And with each drift, you lose a little more of your power. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. But here's the thing, action requires focus. And focus requires discipline. Now let me ask you this. How many times have you sat down to work on your dream, but ended up scrolling, or checking emails, or getting distracted by someone else's agenda? We've all been there. But let me remind you of something. Your dream deserves your full attention. Not leftovers. Not half energy. Not what's left after you've given everything away to everyone else. You see, mastering the art of focus isn't just about time management. It's about life management. Because wherever your focus goes, your life goes. Let me say that again. Wherever your focus goes, your life goes. Now here's the truth. You can't do everything. But you can do the important things. Learn to say no to the good so you can say yes to the best. And that's what focus is. Not just about doing more, but doing what matters most. So let me give you a picture. Imagine a magnifying glass. When the light is scattered, it warms nothing. But when it's focused, it can start a fire. That's the kind of focus you need. Not scattered, not distracted, but burning with purpose. So how do you build that? Let's break it down. If you don't know what matters most, everything will feel urgent. Write it down. What are your top 3 goals right now? Not 10, not 20, just 3. Jim Rohn said, when you know what you want, and you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. Focus starts with knowing what you want. You don't just spend time, you invest it. And every investment should bring a return. Start treating your hours like gold. Not everyone deserves your attention. Not every email needs a response. Not every meeting needs your presence. Protect your focus like your future depends on it. Because it does. Your environment should pull you toward your goals, not push you away from them. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So ask yourself, do the people around me sharpen my focus or scatter it? Surround yourself with those who encourage clarity, not chaos. And don't forget your physical space. Clean your desk. Remove distractions. Make it easier to concentrate. Sometimes success isn't about working harder. It's about removing what's in the way. Focus demands sacrifice. You can't chase every shiny thing. You can't be everything to everyone. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they've planned for you? Not much. Saying no to distraction means saying yes to your dream. So practice this. That's not my priority right now. Say it kindly. Say it clearly. And move on. Focus doesn't mean never resting. It means resting on purpose. Your mind needs recovery. Your spirit needs reflection. Sometimes you need to take a step back to step forward with power. Schedule breaks. Walk in silence. Think, reflect, breathe. Even a machine needs to cool down. Focus isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Every morning, ask yourself what matters most today. Every night, ask yourself, did I give my best attention to my best intentions? If not, adjust, refocus. Because every day is a new chance to realign. Now let me leave you with this. You don't need more motivation. You need more concentration. You don't more time. You need more clarity. And when you commit to focus, fully, deeply, and intentionally, the results will speak louder than any words ever could. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. And one of the most powerful fundamentals is focus. So today, choose it. Cut the noise. Eliminate the excess. Center yourself on what truly matters. Because when you master the art of focus, you master the direction of your life. And that, my friend, is where transformation begins.